Turning now to NBC5 Investigates with a closer look tonight at what the public does not know about the shooting death of Officer Krystal Rivera, who was struck and killed by her partner's bullet. That was back in June. Just yesterday, we told you how her family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Officer Carlos Baker and the city, accusing him of failing to render proper aid. Now, his attorney and the police union are pushing back against that. And there is still quite a bit that we don't know about. Investigative reporter Bennett Haeberle dug into it, joining us now to explain. Bennett, what have you learned?
Yeah, well, Natalie, as we do with a lot of stories, we filed a public records request asking for copies of reports and for body-worn camera footage related to this shooting. Those were denied even after we took the city to court. Now, with accusations being leveled in public and in court documents, the real information that may help improve the public's understanding is being withheld from public view. Officer Krystal Rivera was fatally shot back on June 5th when she and her partner, Carlos Baker, pursued a suspect into an apartment building near 82nd and Drexel. Struck and killed by the bullet from Baker's service weapon, the police union says it was an unintentional discharge. Attorneys for Rivera's family allege in this wrongful death lawsuit that her death was preventable, that Baker wasn't forthright about what happened, failed to render aid, and that the city was negligent for keeping a cop on the force who was unfit to serve.
He was the only person in that moment who could call for emergency help or render aid, and he chose to do neither. Those willful and wanton choices clearly contributed to her death.
Baker's attorney and the police union dispute that, and in a statement to NBC5 Investigates, said that Carlos immediately called EMS, carried Krystal to safety, and ensured she was being transported to the hospital.
The accusation that he didn't render aid and let her die is probably the most egregious and disgusting accusation of them all. And even the family has seen the body cam. If anybody sees the body cam, and I hope the department and the city releases it sooner rather than later.
But the body camera footage hasn't been made public. NBC5 Investigates and other news outlets asked for them and other records related to this case. We even took the issue to court, where a judge overruled that request to make them public. We plan to appeal. The FOP says prior to the shooting, Baker was confronted by a person holding a rifle and lost his footing.
He simultaneously turns to get out of the way, and his feet get tangled up, which causes an accidental discharge of the weapon.
There are still a lot of questions, and a family still grieving, seeking answers.
We miss her laughter, her bold spirit, her light. That grief does not ease with time. It doesn't ease. It follows us every day.
During a news conference Thursday, attorneys for the fallen officer revealed that Baker and Rivera had been in an on-again, off-again romantic relationship for 2 years, that Rivera broke it off about a month before her death, and the years earlier had asked to be assigned a new partner due to concerns about her own personal safety. Baker's personnel records show he had 5 awards, but was also brought up on internal charges 24 times in his 3 years as an officer. He was suspended or reprimanded for 7 of those. One of the complaints from December of 2022 involved a woman who complained that Baker showed up at a bar, asked about a guy she was with, and showed her his gun in his waistband. The case was dropped due to insufficient evidence. And this summer, he was stripped of his police powers. The lawsuit alleges it was tied to an August incident where he was accused of attacking a female off-duty officer at a bar 2 months after Rivera's death. And tonight we did reach out to Rivera's law firm again to ask about the pushback we got from Baker's attorney and the FOP. They declined to provide additional comment beyond what they already said yesterday and allege in their suit. By the way, Chicago police and the city also said they don't comment on pending litigation. Natalie?
All right, thanks for taking a closer look there, Bennett.
Sure.